Flexibility is one of those things that's really important to golf, both for creating distance and for preventing injuries. However, many people spend very little, if no time, on their flexibility training. There are two types of flexibility that we want to look at. Today we're going to focus on mobilizations, but there's also static stretching, and that's more stretching that you would hold for 30 to 90 seconds. Mobilizations are great for pre-round and pre-practice golf. Static stretching is much better for either post-golf or maybe that stretching you do later on at night before bed, because they get much more benefit from it. Mobilizations are going to help us create range of motion through our bodies, and that's what we need to do to help get the perfect swing, or close to. So 3 different things we're going to look at today. First one, we're getting against a wall or against the back of a cart. Because I'm on the golf course, I'm using the cart. Hands to shoulder height, looking straight forward and taking 1 foot back until you get the stretch in that back leg calf. Other leg comes up and you'll feel the stretch on, and then drive the leg across and back. What we're doing here, we're stretching up and down and across the calf, through the hamstrings, and we're also mobilizing the ankle joint, the hips, and a little bit into the thoracic. If we think about up to that high, then we want to start to think about even further still. So a mobilization we could do here, one arm comes up, one arm comes across, and we drive both those arms at the same time, reaching high and over and reaching across. You'll really feel this through your thoracic or your mid and upper back and into your shoulders, and still through the hips. Okay, we'll do a dozen or so on one side and then the same on the other side. If we're getting technical, we're taking this top hand through the frontal plane and this bottom hand across and around the transverse. And we're getting that little turn in the hips as well. There, so we might do a dozen on each side, spend 30 seconds or so there, same as on the back of the cart. Repeat a couple of times on each side, and this is the final one we're going to show you, is one that you can actually use before you hit the ball off the first tee. So if you've rushed from the car park to tee number 1, haven't had a chance to really warm up, this is a simple exercise and mobilization you can do before you hit that first golf ball of the day. Stand about a hip width stance, and you're going to turn and drive the club around and over the shoulder. We're mobilizing the ankles and the hips and the shoulders. I'm a right-hand golfer, so this is replicating part of my backswing. We start by looking towards the club, but then we want to start to bring the eyes down to where the golf ball would be, because that is the position that I would be, the top of my backswing. That's going to help me start to release and mobilize my neck as well. Okay, so we do maybe a dozen on one side and then we go to the other. There, that's the follow through. Okay, turning ankles, hips, shoulders. There. You can start to take it through a different position, high, mid, low, and we can do that on both sides. Repeat a couple of times, and before long you'll find that your heart rate's starting to come up, you're feeling warm, you're feeling a bit looser and ready to hit that ball. And that's what we want. We want to make sure we're getting flexibility through the joints, range of motion through the body, reducing those injuries or reducing the chance of those injuries, and hitting it long off the first.